What's going on, gang? Matt here with Money with Matt. I hope you're doing well. God's doing huge things in your life. Now, sometimes the most basic thing that we should know, that we should be doing, still needs to be said as a reminder, because a lot of times it's the basics, it's the fundamentals, just like in maybe you grew up in high school, basketball, or football, or something. It's the fundamentals that'll get us ultimately to where we want to go. If you want to increase your wealth, you want to get more financial freedom, the two things you got to do would be reduce your debt, reduce what you owe, reduce your expenses on this side, and increase your income. That sounds just basic, and you say, well, okay, I kind of know that, Matt, but I want to really break it down today and ask you that question to get your mind thinking. Which one do you need to do today? Do you need to focus on getting rid of like what they call the ghost money, which would be a Starbucks every day for $5. Maybe you got Hulu, Disney Plus, Netflix, ESPN Plus, Showtime, HBO, cable, all these things where you look back and you're saying, oh, wow, I'm spending $150, $200 or whatever. I can reduce some of that, maybe take that extra $40, extra $50 and invest it. So I can do both. I can decrease my bills or maybe money I owe and increase my investing. Again, it sounds like a basic question, but it's the basic questions we got to focus on to get us where we want to go. I have to remind myself this often, and I wanted to bring it up to you all too. Look at your bills that you spend every month. I'll tell you, for example, I noticed for a while I was going to a big gym buying a $7.50 smoothie pretty much every workout. Well, then I started breaking it down, $7.50 if I go to the gym 5 days a week. That's $7.50, $15, $30, $37.50. Well, then you go 4 weeks out of the month, $37.50 turns over $100 per month, me just casually going by and getting a smoothie. That would be an example of a debt I need to reduce. That each one time is not that big of a deal, but when I look over this grand scheme of things, I'm like, I'm blowing a lot of money that could be used somewhere else by just conveniently, what's his name? What's the Shark Tank guy? O'Leary, Kevin O'Leary. I couldn't think of that. My camera's falling. Kevin O'Leary always calls it ghost money. Says you got to reduce ghost money. Money that you don't really know where it's going or how it's gone, but all of a sudden it's just out of there. So look at your life. What kind of ghost money expenses do you have? The easiest way to look at this, guys, it's going to be kind of annoying, and sometimes it's like, oh man, do I really have to do that? But we all got a cell phone on us all the time anyway. You got the Notes app or something on your phone. It's going to be just write down every single thing you spend $1 on for a month, and that'll tell you. Then you can look at it, or you can put it all on a credit card. This is what I do, and I can see each month in the statement. I spend this much eating out. I spend this much on groceries. This much, like I said, smoothies at a gym or snacks or food at a ball game. I don't know what. It's just I can departmentalize and see I'm spending way too much money in these certain categories. Because I think there's something to be said about just knowing. Andy Stanley, a pastor I follow, always says you must be knowing where your money's going. By writing it down, it just gives you a visual and at least an awareness of this is where all my money is going. You should know off the top of your head when you watch this video, this is how much money on average I spend every single month. So you can say, man, every month I spend no matter what, $4,200 or whatever. And really make an effort to say, where in all this money that I've spent, could I maybe reduce some of these expenses, or at least cut back. Obviously, maybe some would be totally eliminate, or at least reduce some of these expenses, so I can take some of that money and maybe start a side hustle, or invest in stocks or crypto, or maybe try to build up equity to get you a rental property or something like that. So the first stage I want you to do is just write all your expenses down and see what areas could you do a little better in. So if you had to break it down in 100%, I would say spend 10% of the time on debt reduction. Say, where can I cut expenses? This is kind of where I'm very good at this side of it, and I'm trying to work on being better at the other, and that is increasing your income. What can you do? Can you pick up a second job? Can you pick up a side hustle? Can you do something online? Is there something you can put your money in that can get compound interest? What can you do today to increase your income? Who can you network with? What can you study online? What kind of skill set do you have? Again, a lot of times I call it a side hustle. You can call it passive income, whatever it is. If even I had the opportunity to do this, I've been very blessed that even your side hustle or your extra income can ultimately grow to be your main income. That's what's happened with me with guitar. It's been a blessing for sure. You can do something you love and you enjoy and you feel like you're pretty good at and make it your main income. So like I said, when you break it down that 100%, take 10% of the time and focus on how you can reduce your debt. But there's something about, when you talk about reducing debt, it's still kind of a defensive type mode versus how you can increase your income. That's on offense. That's where you get an action plan, you do your online studying, you do your research, you get something that intrigues you or you're excited about, and boom, you go at it. That's a lot of fun. Keep it exciting. I talked about a couple videos ago, keeping a smile on your face, anticipate what's to come, keep a good posture, and say, I'm excited to find something else. I'm excited to meet new people. I'm excited for the next challenge. And when you anticipate with excitement what's to come, it makes everything more enjoyable. Guys, we're only on this earth for a little while, so you want to enjoy what you're doing. I'm not saying everything has to be enjoyable, but it also makes it a lot better when you can enjoy, you can anticipate, you can pursue something. I'm not saying everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur, everyone's meant to own their own business. But I do believe God made us all creative in our own ways and gave us all certain talents and gifts that we should be pursuing. And a lot of these can make extra income. If you like animals, you can walk dogs, you can help at a vet, you can do certain things, helping out with animals on a farm, that kind of thing. If you like working with kids, there's tutoring things, whether it's sports or school or theater, all kinds of different things you can do. If you like music, there's different avenues you can channel that. If you like computers or software or video editing, or there's just so many things, guys. You got to find out what you're passionate about and then say, how can I use that passion and my connections to increase income? Because again, with this video, there's 2 steps. We want to reduce our debt, we want to increase our income. That's how your wealth's going to increase. Is wealth everything in life? Absolutely not. But so much of this life and our happiness and our freedom is based on our income and our ability to produce and accumulate, not just whether it's relationships or wealth or whatever. You accumulate things and you're able to be a blessing. That's what I always say. I want to be a blessing with even the stuff I get, not just my talent. People know at my house you can use and borrow whatever you want. I tell all my neighbors that even with my truck, I said, you're more welcome to use it anytime you want. I want to be a blessing with the stuff I have, the stuff that God's given me and allowed me to purchase. I want to be a blessing with my talents. And I want to challenge you to do the same thing. I'm going to talk about later on this week about different examples of side hustles that you can consider doing. So be sure to check that out. And let me know if there's something else you want me to discuss in this video on this channel. I'll do my very best. But today I want us to focus on reducing debt and increasing income. All right, guys, that's the video. Thank you so much. Be sure you subscribe. Always smash that like button because it helps your boy out with that good old YouTube algorithm. And I can't say thank you enough. Hope you all have a great day. God bless you.